We're in Northern. We settled on the clutch, and Dale and I are pretty happy about it. Yeah, the clutch brand saw.
Oh.
So we could have went several ways with this, but I think this is going to fit our needs really well, and that's what it is. All right, guys, we're back at the mill. I got Dale Derry with me from Build Something Cool, and I'm going to be doing a tool unboxing. It's kind of a rare thing, but we got a tool. It's in a box. We're going to take it out of the box. There's really something to be said for a saw that actually comes pre-assembled. I really like this. It's good to go. We don't have to bolt legs on it or worry about flimsy legs. This is a tabletop setup, and that's really going to be nice for being portable. I can move it to the blacksmith shop. I can move it over here. I don't have to take my steel back and forth depending on where I'm working. So being a small portable bandsaw gets a big thumbs up right there. So we have a frame lock right here. We can rotate the saw down and we can lock it into place, and then it'll stow. You can carry it around wherever you want. If we pull the frame lock out, say you want to make a 45-degree cut, all you do is just ratchet this little guy, give her a spin. You can go anywhere from 45 degrees all the way back down to 0. Lock her back down into place. And you're good to go. Your on and off switch is right here, and then you have a speed controller right next to that. There is a handle on here, and it has a trigger. Kind of just tied that up, and I think I'm going to go ahead and just get this whole thing out of the way. Maybe make a different handle. Pull this guy up, and you can see we have a nice cast vise here as opposed to a sheet metal vise. Your cheaper sheet metal vices will kind of allow a little bit of flex, and that's kind of tough on the blades, kind of tough on, you know, it doesn't really cut as good. The guides here are roller bearings. I really like that. As you can see, we have roller bearings on the top as well. This is the blade it came with, and it's a good blade. It'll work, but multi-pitch blade's gonna do a little better. I think we picked one up for 20 bucks. We'll see how long she lasts and let you know. You know what? I'm pretty happy with this purchase so far. Everything seems great on it. Let's get her put back together and we're going to fabricate something for it. Okay, I'm a huge proponent of letting the tool do the job, so I wasn't putting a great deal of pressure on there. I did apply a little bit of pressure because you can on a bandsaw, but I'm not putting a lot of downfeed pressure on there. It's the weight of that, plus maybe 2 or 3 pounds, real light stuff, because, you know, I like to keep my blades, they last longer that way, and I got extra 10 seconds to cut. I'm happy with this saw, nice clean cut, and now we're gonna get to work, and we're gonna set it up to where it can be a really cool vertical bandsaw. Alright, I'm getting ready to break out my fireball tool fixture and show you guys how that works. But before I do that, I'm gonna spray it with the Weld Clean HD. What that's gonna do, it's gonna keep all those little boogers and all them little weld beads from sticking to this. You know, guys, your tools aren't cheap. Cover them, protect them, and of course your welder, you want to keep replacing, you know, nozzles and stuff like that, then don't use this. But if you want it to work, go ahead and throw some nozzle dip on there. This stuff is Nozzle Dip HD, works fantastic. I wouldn't be on my channel if I didn't think it was the best. So brand new welder, we've run a ton of stuff through here. Let's see if we can get her to focus. She looks dirty, she looks nasty. One little wipe. Look how clean that is. Let's pop the top off. Let's look inside, see what we're dealing with in there. There you go, look at that. Look how nasty that looks. right? Like just terrible. It's kind of what you're used to seeing, but maybe even worse. Used to seeing little boogers in there. Watch this. 2 wipes. Guys, that is completely clean. That splatter can kind of get in there, but it just falls out. Look. I mean, you know, if you were crazy enough, you could eat off that. One little dip, guys, and you're protected. So now let's make our fixture. We know we're going to be welding on this side. And we're just going to give it a little spray. We don't want a bunch of stuff sticking to our table. There we go. And guys, maybe we don't want a bunch of weld BBs on the side of this. Alright, fine. Just put a little bit on there. Nothing's going to stick to it. We're going to throw the fireball tool down and line her up. Boy, that's perfect. I mean, you just can't beat that. Come in, take your clamp, just throw your clamp on, throw this clamp on. Alright, look at your part, make sure everything's flat to the table. I know by looking at it, I need to come this way a touch, which will then drive this direction. Flat to the table. Bob's your uncle, we can weld. So here you go, look at this. We've got weld BBs on here, look, they're right there. You just wipe them off. Fixture saved. Nothing stuck to the table. Thank you, CRC. Couldn't find a square, so I just cut a bigger square down short. We're lining up our table up here. We were doing it up top, but we're fiddling and faddling a little bit. So yeah, we're square to the blade this direction. We're still off this way because I have this set a little weird. It's leaning forward. Doesn't matter to us at all, but right there, as long as our table is level, we're good to go. All right, there we go, guys. Let's weld that in. Oh yeah. I love it. Makes me really, really happy. I've got one more step. We're gonna get a coating on there, protective coating. I got a call from A-Bomb the other day, and he's working on a table, and he asked me about the rust converter.
On the good of the land, he does a lot of tool restorations, and I seen him use this on. It was an old Canetti Auto pedestal grinder, and I think he just used this and didn't paint over that, and I thought it looked really good.
He saw that I had used it in a project where all I did was put the rust converter on, and I wasn't planning on doing that. I was originally planning on putting the rust converter on and painting it, but I love the finish so much that I wanted to try it. I wanted to run a test on it to see if it would hold up. Guys, we've had stuff outside with this rust converter on it for, I don't know, like a month, 2 months. I think it's been 2 months. It's not rusting. We're in high humidity area. We've had several rainstorms. So yeah, I'm going back in and I'm going to rust convert this as well, and we're just going to test it for you. Dale is over here inspecting my work. He was just fixing the power hammer. Oh, don't worry, guys. We'll go inspect his real quick.
That's nice.
What do you think?
Look at that.
Good table?
I need some metal. I think we need to start building these tables, don't you?
Huh?
I think we need to start building these tables and selling them.
Yeah, it's great, right? That's kind of the precision we were going for with this thing. I'm really happy with that. I mean, that's a pretty darn good cut right there. Okay, here's another great feature built into this system right here. So you can just pick this guy up, pull him out, slide him over, line him up right next to where you want to cut. you got a lot of room over here to make an additional kind of angle cut. So if you have a big piece of angle iron and you need to make a little slice in there, just set the table off to the side and then run your angle iron through there. Well guys, I hope that helped you out. If you're like me and you really like the idea of the Swag Off-Road Portaband saw setup, but you don't own the Portaband, this might be another good solution for you. It's working well for me. It saved me a lot of money going this direction. The saw seems like it's well built. I do have a 1-year replacement warranty on this saw. That's a really, really good thing. So anything happens in a year, I'll know if I've made a mistake. Unfortunately, you won't until that happens. But hey, we're always in this together, right? Well, thanks guys. Make sure you hit the bell notifications or you're just not gonna be able to see my videos. Also, follow us on Instagram. I've been uploading quite a bit and seems like you guys like it. And for those of you coming to the Good of the Land Fest, what is the Good of the Land Fest, you might ask? Stay tuned. But for those of you coming to the Good of the Land Fest that already know about it, see you in November.